morning. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what steepness and slope are and how they're related at a very basic level. Um, if you had looked at the slides prior to this one, you would see some ladders. And what we were just basically doing was looking at them and deciding whether they felt safe enough to climb. So most people said that this ladder is safe enough to climb. Most people said this one wasn't, unless it was like attached to a bunk bed or something. Um, this one is even a little not steep enough, but maybe. But if you think about climbing this one, it's going to kind of fall to the ground as you begin climbing. So that was kind of the idea of what we were looking at with regard to steep. So most people had no problem coming up with things that are steep, mountains and hills and roofs in certain parts of the world. Somebody was talking about those turrets, the long, like tall circular roofs, and those are all accurate. So then we kind of took a little look um, at these diagrams. So what makes something steep? Well, I think everybody pretty much agreed that, and I can't find what I'm looking for right now, so I'm going to escape and try to redo this again. Okay. Most people agreed that, goodness, I don't know what's happening right now, that some of these are definitely steep. And so everybody kind of thought this one was steep and this one was steep. And a couple people thought this one could be also considered steep. And then after that, we took a look at what kind of would make something steep. And so we counted. I'm going to change colors so I don't match any of these really. All right, so steepness, we went like, how tall is it? So this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units tall, and it was 1 unit over. This one, 1, 2, 3 students, 3 units tall, and 1, 2 units over. Okay, 1 up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over. This one went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 0. And this one, up 0, but over 3. All right, so take a look at those numbers. The ones that we circled in yellow, or kind of fluffed in yellow, what do you notice about all of those? What do you notice about the top? Because in these, we were talking about how the top number was up and down, and the bottom number was over. Sometimes people call this rise over run. All right, so the ones that are steeper, if you look at them, they rise more than they run, significantly. And then the closer that difference is, the less steep. And as we get really shallow, the bottom number is bigger, the run is bigger, but the rise is much less. All right, let's look at the next slide. All right, so then the question is, would you climb a ladder with a steepness of 5 over 2? Well, let's think about what that means, 5 over 2. It means it goes up 5 and over 2. Let's look at that. 1, oops, I shouldn't be drawing it. 1, up. I'm having a hard time doing it because I used a different tool last time. Let me see if I can use the same tool that I used last time. All right, so from here we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. Does that look steep or not steep? That's a pretty nice line segment. I think that looks like a pretty good ladder to climb. All right, so I want you to take a minute and think about these other ones. So pause the video and decide which ones are steep, which ladders do you think you would climb? And when you're done, then unpause and come back and let's take a look. Okay, so I just kind of drew some more of these. One of these is 10 over 1, and one of them is 1 over 10. Which one is 10 over 1? The black one or the blue one? The black one, right? Because this one goes up 10 and over 1, where the blue one goes up 1 and over 10. You can also tell because the top number is higher, which means that this is a steeper line. Look at that difference between the numerator and the denominator. Where here, we're only going up and over 10, so that difference is also pretty big. But what about 31 over 15? Because in this graph, I don't have that much space to go up 31 and over 15. So what do you think? Do you think this would be steep or not steep? Well, I kind of think of it like this. 31 is close to 30. And if you simplified 30 over 15, you would get about, and I'm going to use this little squiggle because it means about, 2 over 1. Okay? So the idea of up 2 over 1, this kind of a slope or steepness is not terrible. So even though these numbers are big, that doesn't mean it's steeper. The key is the difference between the top and the bottom, the rise and the run. Okay? And 2 over 3, not very steep at all. Up 2 over 3. All right. I hope this is making some sense or bringing back memories of such a wonderful day in class, right? All right, so then we wanted to talk about what is the difference between steepness and slope. And really the difference between steepness and slope is that slope has direction. Slope is steepness with direction. That direction can be positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So you can see at the bottom, there is this ski slope kind of analogy. So if you're going up, darker. Oh, it's quite fine. All right, if you're going up, it doesn't matter how steep, okay? All these different steepnesses, these are still positive slopes. They're going uphill. Negative, same idea. It doesn't matter how shallow or how steep. If it's going from down from the left to the right, it has a negative slope. 0 has no slope, it's flat, like that cross-country skiing picture you see right below. And undefined is the opposite. He's falling down the cliff. So undefined slope is a vertical slope. Okay? Vertical means up and down. And that's it. So steepness versus slope, positive, negative, 0, and undefined. Steepness and slope are almost the same, except for slope has direction. All right? Bye-bye.